It is time to get back into burning some rubber soul. Sorry. I apologize. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate you stopping on in. We are moving on to the second to last track here. If I Needed Someone. But. There's no ellipses there, but that's how I read it. Rubber Soul, of course, moving on to the next track. Hope you're having a lovely one. Thank you as always for clicking on the video, for being here, because there's so many other places you could be, but you chose here today. So let's go ahead and dive on into it. Let's not keep you waiting, because the previous any longer. Here we go.
But you see now I'm too much to my friend. If I needed some number on my wall, and maybe you will get.
Those are some immaculate harmonies. The whole band being brought in there, especially in that part where the tambourine double times it in. And of course, they just all go off and when they all go off on that part, the double time, it feels really, really good. The guitar flows beautifully. Their voices, obviously, as with like every single song that we've listened to here, and I can't help but mention what I got to mention again, are just absolutely wonderful. This one, not necessarily musically, but just because of the way that their harmonies are built upon each other, it really reminds me of the Beach Boys and, of course, what they would do as well. And but still, at the same time, even though it's not musically like the Beach Boys, I do like that effect. You know, there's just something I think immensely satisfying about a lot of different voices coming together in harmony, in that perfect harmony, and then just writing the music. You know, obviously, you know, here, the Beach Boys, probably one of the most well-known bands for doing that. And then I even think of like the barbershop quartets and the way that they harmonize in their a cappella groups, right? There's just something immensely satisfying and psychologically relatable about hearing the human voice do that. So here it's just really, really wonderful how that's done. And like I said, I love how this track is basically just, I guess, a verse, chorus, you could say, arguing about, I guess, that's the chorus part. But it's so snappy. All their tracks have been so economical in their time and what they're delivering. And it always feels just really great, you know? What else is there to say? It's the Beatles, man. Let's see. If I needed someone to love, you're the one that I'd be thinking of. If I needed someone. Listen, you're the first one on my mind. If I had some more time to spend, then I guess I'd be with you, my friend, if I needed someone. Had you come some other day, then it might not have been like this. But you see now, I'm too much in love. I see this as like, you know, we could have had a mischance. You know, if I didn't meet you this day or see you this time, maybe we would have never been together. Carve your number on my wall, and maybe you will get a call from me if I needed someone. Carve your number. That line's throwing me. If I had some more time to spend, then I guess it'd be with you. Had you come some other day, carve your number on my wall, and maybe you will get a call from me if I needed someone. So he doesn't need this person anymore? If I needed someone to love, you're the one I'd be thinking of. So he doesn't need someone to love. Okay, so he doesn't need someone to love. And he's saying like, carve your number on my wall and maybe I'll call you someday. But right now, I don't need anyone. Okay. So he doesn't need anyone right now. So that's why he's saying, if I needed someone, you'd be the first I call. But I don't need anyone right now. So, you know, what's the closest thing I have to this? I guess just no thanks. Sure.
No
That'd
thanks.
be the closest thing.
Yeah, no thanks.
Okay. Let's look at a little bit of the information about this track because there's a bit about this one I had to scroll. All right. Let's see here. The song reflects the reciprocal influences shared between the Beatles and the American band The Byrds. Okay. On release, it was widely considered to be Harrison's best song to date. A recording by the Hollies was issued in Britain at the same day as Rubber Soul and peaked at number 20 on the national singles chart. Imagine that. The day that the Beatles released this, a recording and a cover from another band is also released. Ain't that a kick? Harrison wrote the song for Patty Boyd, the English model whom he married. The lyrics convey an ambivalent tone, however, and have invited interpretation as a message to a casual love interest. It's based off of the Bells of Rimney. If I Needed Someone, it features 3-part harmonies, of course, which we heard. The Hollies' success with the song gave Harrison his first chart hit as a songwriter. Okay, although his criticism of their performance led to a terse exchange in the press between the two groups. And then it would be covered by several other artists as well. Okay, It reflects, of course, his interest in Indian classical music, which you can hear a little bit of that in the jangling of the guitar as well. The composition resulted from a remarkable exchange of influences between the Beatles and one of their new favorite bands, the Byrds. The two groups formed a friendship in '65 when the Byrds were enjoying international success with their interpretation of Mr. Tambourine Man, and Harrison and Lennon attended their first shows in London. Although the concerts received unfavorable reviews, Harrison lauded the band as the American Beatles. That's high praise. That's very, very wonderful praise. Harrison likened the song to a million other songs that are based on the guitarist's finger movements around the D major chord. I don't care about chord stuff. That's not interesting to me. Harrison acknowledged the Byrds' influence on this song when he sent a copy of the Beatles' new album, Rubber Soul, along with a message for McGinn and Crosby to Derek Taylor, their publicist. In his note, Harrison said that the riff was based on the one McGinn had played on the Byrds' adaptation of The Bells of Rimney. So at least he gave credit where credit was due. George was very open about it, says McGinn. He sent the record to us in advance and said, "This is for Jim because of that lick." There you go. I like when there's honesty in music. You know, like, listen, I was influenced by you and the way you played, and I just want you to hear like what we came up with, and thank you. Basically, thank you for that. And of course, there's tons of other information here as well. Really great track, though. Let me know what you guys thought of it in the comments down below. Thank you so much for being here. Come back tomorrow, and I'll see you all then. Bye, guys.